Paul, those are all great questions. So we'll kind of back into this just a little bit,
Sure.
but so the whole respect issue, there has been a change. I think we can all, if you watch the news, and some of it was it related to the pandemic, protests, whatever. There is some societal changes and some societal shifts. Some people believe it, it's political oriented or whatever. Mm-hmm. I would certainly, if I'm talking about the perfect world, is more moderation. I think everybody should be able to share their thoughts. People not get upset about it. We have coffee or whatever together, and we share how we feel. But to understand law enforcement is what I'd really ask about what's going on. Because when you see things that we do on the news, let's just face it, it looks bad. If you have a use of force with a person, it doesn't look good. And there's so many things, that looked extreme, that looked like that. But we have no idea what led up to that, all the way to the radio call. How do you know the officer wasn't told over the radio that the person's armed?
Right.
And so you come into those situations differently. So actually walking in their shoes is important for a citizen. We have a number of ways to do that. You can get involved with us by being a citizen on patrol. We put you through a little a mini academy. But one of the things that's really great, going back to our businesses, well, if you're a businessman and you happen to be on vacation, you can call the local station, and the COPs, Citizens on Patrol, will actually go out and check your business for you. Wow. And your home, and they do a number of services for that, and they help really keep things moving. That's strictly volunteers. Search and rescue, if you're an outdoors person and you like hiking, we go all the way out here to Mount Baldy under snow conditions, mountainous conditions, where people need to be rope experts. A number of these things. Aviation, our county's 20,000 square miles and takes 4.5 hours to drive across. We have deputies that are on the dive team that do boat patrol out on Lake Havasu. So it's really understanding the vastness of what's going on. And so going back to what young people want to do, it's actually kind of exciting. You can come and work in a county where you can be up in kind of the mountainous resort community. You could be down in a very urbanized city. You could be out in the desert. Maybe you like off-road activities and things of that nature. San Bernardino County for a young person really has it all. And when you talk about some of these kids, let's talk foster youth. I go and I talk to some of these kids that are aging out. And imagine that, being 18 years old, not having a family for a support system. And don't get me wrong, a lot of our foster families are great. They still continue to support those kids. But let's say you're in a situation where that doesn't happen. Well, would any of them ever think about going to the sheriff's department as an opportunity? No. Matter of fact, most of them probably had negative contacts with the cops, parents taken away, domestic violence, whatever the case that kind of led them to the situation they ended up being in. But I talked to them about, and this is the way I usually phrase it, what can some old white dude with no hair tell you about what, your life could be? And that kind of catches them a little bit. And so when I talk to them about that, I say, look, a lot of the jobs we have, they're supported by unions. And those unions will pay for college. You go out and at least get a C, you come back and they'll reimburse you for your books and tuition. Wow. So there are ways to get out of their situation, and we have a ton of entry-level jobs. So don't discount us just because you may not like cops. And then, of course, being a deputy, everybody thinks that's the only job we have. Well, I have over 4,000 employees. I've got dentists and doctors and deputy sheriffs and deputy sheriffs that range through SWAT, if you like to do the really exciting stuff, crimes against children, homicide, where you can kind of really specialize and you find your interest along the way and help your community in something that you're passionate about. So for a young person, it's great. So when you hear these things on the news, that all cops are bad or defund the police or whatever's going on, it's really disappointing, and it has affected our ability to recruit. I think up until recently, have we start to see the numbers kind of come back. And it's not just law enforcement, it's the service. You and I started off with really the Army-Navy thing, right?
Yeah. Recruitment was at an all-time low not too long ago. Now it's different. It's at the highest levels in years.
Patriotism, that protection mechanism that's in really all of us. Females, I'm seeing more females graduate from the Sheriff's Academy. And when you talk about diversity, I invite anybody to come see one of our Sheriff's Academy graduations, and these kids are doing amazing things, and it doesn't matter what walk of life they're from. We don't look at that. We want somebody that's going to come in and be engaged with their community and do what we teach them to do, and heaven forbid that they ever have to use any of the things that we teach them to do.